The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. The House Quad Committee has rejected calls to coordinate with the International Criminal Court, or ICC, regarding extrajudicial killings. House Quadcom co-chair Ace Barber said they are not obliged to send the testimony of retired police officer Rowena Garma about the so-called Davao model to the ICC. This is because the Philippines is not a member of the International Tribunal. Barbers also insisted that ICC can still get Garma's statements since their hearings were live-streamed.
Kasi para sa akin, gamitin lang nila for leads. For them to get some information and then validate this information in whatever means they deem necessary.
Because that will not come from the Quadcom.
Kasi hindi talaga manggagaling sa Quadcom. We will not submit to them anything, nor allow any of our witnesses to be interviewed by them.
ICC Assistant to Counsel Cristina Conti says the testimony of retired cop Rowena Garma is very valuable to their probe into Duterte's war on drugs. Here's an excerpt from her interview on Storycon.
Dito sa panibagong sinurface ni Rowena Garma, mukhang ang lumalabas, talagang complicit, kasali yung police, yung PNP doon sa whole operation. Yun kasi yung bagong layer sa war on drugs. When Duterte was president, officially kailangan magkaroon ng patayan. Police operation ang measurement ng accomplishment during the time of President Duterte. Kaya dito na uso yung nanlaban. Yun yung medyo hindi uso nung DDS. Yung nanlaban, hindi pa yun binabanggit, hindi pa yun officially kumbaga nababanggit. Kaya naghihintay kami kung may magdadagdag. Pero at the very least, how the killings are committed, how the killings are financed, and how the killings are instructed or directed, mukhang nagtutugma na. Nagsalita na rin si Espinido, even Kerwin Espinosa, to give us context on how some of the killings have been, kumbaga, justified, some of the killings have been conducted. Iba't ibang types of killers, sabihin na natin yung lumalabas. May PNP, merong bayad na mercenaryo, tapos meron ding, so far, ang lumalabas, mga hindi pa kilala. Pero part nitong operation na ito, dun sila sa kaya nilang bayaran o kaya nilang utusan.
Ma'am, how valuable do you think last week's testimony sa Quadcom will be dun sa ICC probe?
Well, very valuable because Rowena Garma is, essentially, she's the first one to talk about Duterte as president, implementing the war on drugs, using the quote-unquote Davao model nationwide. Hindi pa natin nakukuha yan on record, although there have been many indicators, including Memorandum Circular 2016-11, yung mismong memorandum na pirmado ni Bato de la Rosa as PNP chief. Pero yung sasabihin na gusto ko talagang dalhin nationwide ang Davao model kung saan marami ang namatay at walang naparusahan, yan ang kumbaga essential dito sa mga revelations nung last week. Kaya sabi nga namin, parang nakakabitin lang, kulang pa, hindi pa sarado yung kwento. Naghihintay pa kami ng iba pa.
In other news, the National Security Council challenges the recent report of human rights group Amnesty International. The study found that young Filipino activists are being silenced by persistent online attacks, some of which include posts by NTF-ELCAC that red-tag progressive groups. But NSC Director General Jonathan Malaya tagged the report as, quote, one-sided, misleading, and baseless. Malaya said the group should have asked the government's side first before publishing the report. And now for the weather, more areas are expected to experience rains in the country. This as the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ, is now affecting southern Mindanao. Rains are expected over the regions of Zamboanga, Socsargen, Davao, and Barm. The easterlies, meanwhile, will continue to trigger rains in Luzon, including Metro Manila and Visayas. Pope Francis has formed the new diocese of Prosperidad in Agusan del Sur. He appointed Cebu Auxiliary Bishop Ruben Labajo as the first bishop of the new diocese. The Diocese of Prosperidad was carved out of the Diocese of Butuan, which covers Agusan del Norte. The split of the diocese stemmed from a petition by Bishop Cosme Almedilla to strategically foster spiritual growth and improve administrative efficiency.
Bilang Pilipino, bilang Pilipino.
66 out of 173 senatorial aspirants made it to COMELEC's partial list of candidates for the 2025 midterm elections. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia said the partial list was agreed upon their on-bank session. This means that 117 aspirants are on the verge of being declared as nuisance candidates. Aside from the administration and the opposition's candidates, some notable individuals who made the cut are TV host Willie Revillame, actor Philip Salvador, and detained Kingdom of Jesus Christ leader Apollo Kibuloy. Caloocan mayoral aspirant Antonio Trillanes IV explains how he would combat corruption should he win the city's top post. Here's an excerpt from his interview on The Big Story.
What exactly is the plan? I mean, every politician says that, right? They're running to help the poor, to stamp out corruption. But what specifically is the plan?
Okay, the plan is by not taking commissions, you will lower the cost of everything, goods and services na pinoprocure. Yun ang nangyayari sa Caloocan. Ang focus nila is, kunyari, infrastructure because that's where the commission is. So, yun ngayon, imbis na nire-realign sa social programs that would benefit the citizens of Caloocan, mahirap kumita doon. So, doon nila dinadala. So, yun, ganun lang kasimple.
To be blunt about it, are you saying that the incumbent has been taking commissions? The incumbent mayor?
Definitely. No, may mga kaso sila, yung pamilya nila ng corruption. And alam na yan, it's an open secret sa City Hall. It's an open secret sa City Hall. No? Kaya nga, biruin nyo, ang laki nung ira ng Caloocan, and yet, walang benepisyo sa mga taga-Caloocan. So, yung mga taga-Caloocan, they know this. No? Kaya hindi pwedeng madaan sa propaganda to.
And yet, they've been in power, they've been incumbents for many
20
years.
years.
What kind of work would you have to do to get the numbers?
I think may best practices na, may template na. What happened to, let's say, Pasig with Vico Soto in just one term, he turned things around. Mayor Isko Moreno, he also turned things around in one term. So you can do that simply by not pocketing the money of City Hall.
May slogan din po ba kayo? Si Benwer Abalos, kalaban ng kriminal.
Very small.
Kayo preposition. Kayo may ganun pa.
Pag-iisipan na natin yan in the coming days.
Don't
yes.
forget the preposition,
Yeah.
Pero ito, no, if it's that simple, no, ay marami namang magagandang loob, like you said, Mayor Vico of Pasig. Ano yung challenge no, sa actual na pagpapatupad nung talagang malinis lang na pamamalakad?
Yung
Kasi marami ring mababangka dyan.
Pero yung experience ko, it's just saying no. That's the difficult part. But since I became a senator, I've been saying no. Kaya ngayon mga kalabang ko, wala sila mahanap sa akin na
Pero Senator,
case.
alam natin, ang local, ibang laban yan eh. Kailangan meron kang mga kaalyado sa barangay level. And madalas, pag malinis ka, eh hindi sila aalyado sa'yo. I mean, how do you plan to bridge that gap?
Okay. I've been doing my rounds. I've been campaigning directly to the people. Meron kami mga leaders on the ground. And sabi ko nga, we've been tracking the numbers. Hindi naman kami, times 5 na eh. Yung in-increase namin since 6 months ago.
And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.